Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the Super Formula Championship on GT Sport. We are here for the special event, and the first one is at Bathurst, race 1 in Australia. Let's take you through the grid then. So on pole position we have Neil Farmack, he's on pole. Callum makes his return. Callum is back with us, he's in second place. Welcome return to Callum. Third place for Seek. Growley in fourth, he makes another one. Keith in fifth. Homesick Ellie in sixth. Thingamajig seventh. TY eighth, he's got weight on. Rodders ninth, he's got weight on as well, I think. And then we've got Firepower 10th, Techno 11th. Bidzster's definitely heavy in this one. And Gummy Bear in 13th place. Should be a good race, guys. So let's get down to the action then. So we have a bit of a weird camera for the start of the race, but here we are, looking at Neil Farmack at the start of the grid. There's Callum, and we've got Seagull, there's a bit of sunlight there. We'll best back to the camera. Here we go. We're off. Everyone gets away. It's a very tightly packed grid here, so this could mean anything could happen. Callum tries to go for the lead, can't quite do it. We've got Keith and everyone else, TY and Rodders and everyone having a bit of a bumping and boring session. The two Team Skid Mark cars are at the back. And then we've got a few cars in the middle. There's Bidzster, we've got TY, Rodders and Gummy Bear 3 wide. And Bidzster's trying to block the way. Don't go through. You're not going to go through. Bidzster defends the inside then from Gummy Bear. Rodders ahead, Keith ahead as well. Gummy Bear goes wide. Meanwhile, Callum's challenging for the lead. Trying to get Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack goes wide. Callum tries to get the run up the hill. Almost side by side. Neil holds him off though. Further back, we've got incidents happening. Bidzster's off. Bidzster's gone right back down to 12th place, that's not going to help him. So Bidzster in 12th place then, that's not helped his race so far. There's TY then in 9th, let's have a look and see if there's any other battles on track. Thingamajig quite close to the back of Growley. Down the Dipper, very hard section of track. Homesick's having a go at seat 1 here as well, and Callum's challenging Neil for the lead still. Callum has made his return. Welcome back to Callum after fighting off a bit of an illness, but he's come back strong. And Thingamajig, he's slowing right down. What's happening with him? He can't even keep up with him. He's gone down the order that quick. He's there. He's gone back down to last place, so unless he hits someone, but yeah, back down to 13th place. We'll get replay at the end of the lap as Callum challenges Neil on the outside. Neil and Callum make contact. Contact we go. Callum's off, Neil's off, but Callum gets the lead in not the most controversial way, but not the most conventional way, should I say, but controversial way. So lots of big words there. But Callum then leads the first lap. Homesick second, Seek third, Neil fourth, Rodders, Keith, Growley, TY, Gummy Bear can't even keep up. It's that fast. As Growley and TY side by side, TY goes through and Gummy Bear tries to follow him, and he's actually trying to push him along, I think. As Growley's back on the overtake, trying to come back at the positions. Keith's just ahead there, Growley's ahead. TY's now keeping Gummy Bear off. He's on the inside in the Marlboro car. Gummy Bear goes to the outside in the Mugen Honda, and I think he found the wall. So he's found the wall there, and he's gone back down to 12th position, sliding his way up the hill. Meanwhile, it's still Callum in the lead from Homesick. Seat 1 trying to get back at Homesick for second place. He's in third at the minute, currently challenging. Right behind him is to go down to the Dipper. Homesick in front. Doesn't look like he's going to budge. Rodders there in fifth, that's Seek's teammate. There's Growley on his own. We've got TY seventh, then we've got Bidzster coming back up through the field. He's behind Firepower now. He's past Keith, he's past his teammate. So Bidzster back up to 9th place then, looking to have a go at Firepower here. Firepower defends the inside. Bidzster will probably go for the cutback, or Firepower makes a bit of a mistake there. That's going to lose his speed anyway, and Bidzster will try to close up. Meanwhile, further back we've got Gummy Bear, Keith, and then Techno right at the back. I think he's carrying weight in this one as well, so not good for him, but still, he's going to try his best to see what he can do. Here comes TY, Firepower and Bidzster. As TY goes off onto the grass, he's going to be slow here. TY is going to be slow, defends the inside, and Bidzster closes right, but Firepower and sneaks his nose up the inside, but can't quite do it yet. As Keith closes up his teammate. So Bidzster trying to get a move on here if he can. So Keith has a massive wobble out the corner that could leave Gummy Bear open to attack. Meanwhile, up front, we've got seat 1 and Neil Farmack now catching his teammate up. So Neil Farmack starting to catch his teammate. Sorry, not team. What am I about teammate? So the car. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. The cars look very similar, but that's it. I can see now. It's all good. I've put my eyes back in. So there we go. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. It is Neil Farmack on his own this time because Jamo, his teammate, unfortunately can't make these ones. So Neil's on his own for the Sunoco Toyota team, and then it is seat 1 in the Nakajima Honda team. There we are. I'm mainly telling myself, guys, because I'm getting it wrong myself. So I'm telling myself. So. Seat 1 third, Homesick ahead and Neil behind, so let's see what they can do here. Neil seat was on the boost there, the overtake as Rodders goes a bit wide there. Growley could have a good run here. Growley trying to get a good run onto the straight. There he goes. And just while they're on the straight, guys, we'll get some replays of that first lap action for you now. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to Bidzster on the first lap then, because he had a moment on the first lap. So coming up to the hairpin with TY onto the brakes, and watch Bidzster's car on the left, just gets on the white line, power on, glances the wall and just goes backwards from there. Okay, here's a replay on board with Thingamajig here, so looking at the instant up and down at the elbow. So watch down here, seat brakes and then gets hit by Homesick, who then gets hit by Growley, who then Thingamajig just doesn't see the whole thing and hits them all, but then somehow he decides to stop and wait for them all to go, and then obviously he's let Growley go, but he's still on the grass because he's letting everyone else go, so he rejoins at the back. Okay, here's another angle on that then, looking back from seat 1's car. So here we go, down at the end of the dipper, next is the Forest elbow, down into the braking zone, brake now, Homesick doesn't see it, then he hits Zeke, and then Growley hits Homesick, and Thingamajig thinks he's done wrong, and then decides to wait for everyone. Okay, here's a replay what happened to Callum and Neil then at the next corner just after that. So down towards here, you can see Neil's on the boost trying to keep up the speed. And down to this next corner we brake. Then we go brake here, Callum goes wide, leaves him space, but Neil goes over the curb, just misjudges the braking point a little bit and ends up taking him and Callum off a little bit, but Neil does more damage to himself in the end, so all's well that ends well. As we come back from that, Growley and Rodders then, side by side, Rodders then holds the position so far ahead of Growley. Growley trying to see what pieces he can pick up here as we've got, there's Callum been off the road, I saw a bit of dust, but no, Callum gets away good. Homesick in second, seat 1 third, Neil in 4th. The lap times are very, very similar. 1,000th of a second difference between Neil and Seek's time that last time around. That's how close they are. As we've got Firepower, Gummy Bear and Bidzster near the back as well. Remember Bidzster in this one, he's on second place weight and TY's on the maximum, so that's why they can't go very far in this one. So hopefully they'll have more pace at Brands Hatch, which is the next circuit after this. So keep watching, guys, this will be fun as we go into the uphill climb. We've got Bidzster and TY, the two heaviest cars on track, in 9th and 10th position. Keith just behind his teammate. Keith struggling on this one a bit. It's a bit more narrow for him. It's not up to it. Doesn't suit his driving style, this one, Keith. So hopefully he'll do better next time out at Brands as the old Constantine up the hill. And meanwhile, further up front, we've got seat 1 still in the middle of Homesick and Neil, still closing up to each other. Callum's returning to form and doing what he does best. He's leading by a country mile. There he goes in a replicated McLaren livery. He's running as an independent now, obviously, because his shoes got filled by Rodders in the Nakajima squad. But Homesick then in second place is about to be challenged by Seek. Seek in the draft, closing. Will he ever go down to the next bit? Homesick defends a little bit. Just moves his car to the middle of the road, just to indicate to Seek, I'm not going to make it easy for you, pal. You know, but Homesick doing what he needs to do. Doesn't bother to defend into the last corner because there's not really much there to defend for. As we go across the line, then Seek closes up. Homesick has got the defence now. Or Seek wants to dive like he's doing now. Up the inside, a little bit of contact, but Homesick keeps the position. Seek has now lost drive. And now Neil's going to close up, and Neil's on the overtake. He can sense the opportunity, and he's going to go straight past. But Seek's getting a draft from Homesick as well. But Neil just gets in front of Seek before the braking zone, and up to third, and he might even be up to second at this race. Oh, wow, he caught up Homesick that quick. He went off the track himself. So Neil Farmack not really realising how quick his car is there, and tripping over himself. As you look back, we've got Growley and Rodders still having a good battle. Rodders ahead of Growley in 5th and 6th positions as Growley makes a little mistake there. Closes up to Rodders a lot quicker than he thought, and little error. There's Firepower in 8th, Bidzster in 9th, still in TY 10th. They can't really make much progress in this race because of the weight on the cars. So they're doing what they can, but the weight making a big difference here. Neil Farmer and catching up to Homesick. Seat 1 just about outbreaking himself in the background. Rodders and Growley. Oh, Rodders makes a mistake! And Growley almost follows him. Growley, I think he either followed him or didn't have nowhere to go, but I think it was a bit of both. But Rodders gets out ahead of the corner good and gets on the overtake to try and pull away. And Growley does the same. Rodders is using a lot of his overtake there. So Growley trying to get in the draft and close up. Let's see if we can make a move down here towards the end of the Conrod Straight. End of the Conrod Straight. Will Rodders defend? Will Growley go for it? Growley's good on the inside. Oh, locks a wheel. Just has to back out at the last moment. We've got a bit of a battle up here though. Neil Farmack's off. Neil Farmack's off in 4th place. Something happened there. Don't quite know what happened, but we all know that Neil's gone down the field. There he is. So we'll get a replay on that. Okay, here's a replay on board with seat 1. Let's see what happened to Neil. So into the last corner, Neil goes up the inside of Homesick and goes over the curb, loses it himself, and then into the wall, and then seat just taps Homesick, but we all end up facing the right way. So as we come back from that then, seat 1 has stopped on the side of the track. So he was waiting for Neil there, I think. So, but Neil then goes back into 3rd, and seat 1 then down to 6th place. He's got Gummy Bear behind him now, as we've got now Rodders has closed up to Growley and Neil. That's helped Rodders out a lot. So that's one Nakajima Honda down and one Nakajima Honda up. As we go into the switch back, I think Rodders hit Growley there a little bit, but you know, these cars are very fast. It does take some quick reactions to work to get these cars to work as Rodders goes up the hill. Seat 1 coming back up behind him, looking for revenge. Probably, or not looking for revenge, but looking to sort of get more positions back from what happened earlier. As we look down the dipper then, Rodders in 5th, goes wide, he's going to muck up his line all the way down, he's on the grass now. His teammate, just gets through without hitting him, and Gummy Bear has to slam on the anchors and shout man overboard, because he had to sort of stop so quickly then. But Growley and Neil then. Growley and Neil having a good battle. This isn't Project Cars. This is Dodgem Racing or Banger Racing, I think, because they both went the same way at the same time, and bang bang have that. Neil and Growley going for the highest pinball score in LPB Racing. But Neil then goes down into the corner, brakes hard, locks a brake. Growley tries to go through but can't do it. Seat 1, he's rubbing his hands together here because that's helping him close back up. As Neil defends down to the next corner, Growley goes to the outside. As I was going to say, this is not Project Cars, this is GT Sport, as I was saying about Neil and Growley on different games, but Growley then and Neil come to blows. And Neil goes down to 5th place, gets well and truly bullied down to 5th. Well, he did make his own mistake and the other cars couldn't really avoid him because they were turning, so not really much we can do about that, but we'll get a replay just to clarify what happened. Okay, here's a replay on board with seat 1 then to see what happened between Growley and Neil on lap 6 at the last corner. So Neil's on the inside defending, Growley's on the outside. We watch Neil brakes, just locks up a brake a little bit and takes himself off, and just because how the wall comes back in, it just meant that he ended up getting hit by Growley, but Growley couldn't do anything there, and no penalties will be awarded. It was all fine. As we come back from that then, Neil then getting on the boost on the overtake and getting past Gummy Bear, so obviously doesn't want to fall too far down. As Seat then challenges Growley for 3rd position, tries to go on the outside of him. Growley defends, going to have a bad run up the hill. Seat 1 goes round, he gets on the power too much and spins up the back wheels and causes a nice looking smoke screen, but doesn't get very far. So Seat 1 then back is in 4th position, and he's got Neil, Gummy Bear and Rodders closing up on him. Down to the dipper we go. Not much in the way of boost left. A lot of people using boost early in this race. Let's have a look further back. We've got Rodders there. There's Bidzster in 8th place, so he's gone up a few positions. Keith in 9th. Firepower 10th. Where's TY? He's in 13th. He must have had a massive off somewhere. We'll get a replay of that as well. Okay, this is the first of TY's major problems. So he goes into the last corner. He goes down the outside to watch Keith, then just gets on the power too much and then hits the wall and just spins actually into the wall again. So not like TY, but that was the first of his misdemeanors. And this is the other thing that caused TY to go further down the order, is the fact that he pitted. So I think he'd wrecked those tyres with spinning, so he went and put a fresh set of supers on. As we come back from that then, there's Neil Farmack in 5th, Gummy Bear 6th, Rodders 7th, so these are still the best battles on track at the minute. Let's just double check. We've got, so yeah, let's give a recap. We've got Callum on the penultimate lap of the race, lap 8. He is in the lead of the race. Holmes Kaelin is in 2nd place, coming down towards the last corner. Growley 3rd, Seat 4th, Neil Farmack in 5th position. They're quite close on track as well. Gummy Bear's off! Gummy Bear's off, Rodders there in 6th place, 7th for Gummy Bear, he's gone off the track. And Rodders would wait if he actually hit someone, so because Rodders has now been made an admin of the group, so Rodders will wait if he does knock someone off. So that was clearly Gummy's mistake, because Keith and Bidzster then. Bidzster closing up to his teammate Keith here. Obviously hungry for some more points in the championship race, but so is his teammate, and Keith's a lot lighter than Bidzster in this one, a lot lighter. So, and Firepower's closing up to the back of these two as well. So Firepower, the light Firepower, trying to close up to the back of this bunch as well. Thingamajig in 11th, Techno 12th, and TY Bar all the way back in 13th place. Not a good race for him. It's just starting to spread out a little bit now. Everyone getting on the pace. Oh! Gummy Bear's gone round. I thought I saw an arrow spin round in the background. Gummy Bear spins. Too much power out of the hairpin. And, well, he's got to get going at some point. But I would imagine I'd just let the AI turn it round. But, yeah, there he goes. He gets it turned round and off, but he's all the way back down to 11th place now. Not the kind of race that Gummy Bear wants here. He's all the points he can get. So Bidzster then in 8th, Keith ahead, Firepower behind. Bidzster cashing right up to the back of Keith. He's good through this section. Bidzster and Keith will be good through this next bit, but also if you look, they've both not used up very much of the boost. Neither has Firepower, to be honest, so this could actually be a decent race for this last lap or so. So we'll keep an eye on that in a moment. As Seat 1 and Neil then go down towards the end of the Conrod Straight, into the little left corner and right corner at the end, and then down under the Armour All Bridge down towards the last corner, and under the Super Cheap Auto Bridge down towards the first corner. Last lap of the race then. Last lap of the race for these guys. Seat 1 and Neil Farmack going around the first corner down the straight. They are slowly catching Growly Bear, so we'll have to see what happens there. Rodders in 6th, Keith 7th, Bidzster 8th, Firepower 9th, and trying to catch him, but still not able to do so, and that little mistake there will not help his situation. Neil, so they're all there, but meanwhile up in the lead with a 1:39.7 on his last lap, just to put rub salt in the wounds. It is Callum Paul Banks making his return to LPB racing after fighting off a small illness he's had for the last month or two, but he is back, and he's doing what he does best. Down to the bottom of the Conrod Straight then, into the second to last corner. Perfect line through there, as always, from Callum, the most consistent driver in LPB racing. Consistent Callum, we call him, and he's about to take a race win. Well done to Callum, and what a way to return. He takes a win at the special event, race 1. Well done to Callum, he takes the win here. Holmes Kaelin is looking good for second, but not cemented yet. And Growley and Sieg, and their place is definitely not cemented yet, because they're quite close towards the end of this race. So Growley then, Seat closes right upon Growley, trying to pressure him towards the end. Homesick's got second though, well done to Homesick, he gets second place. Growley and Seat into the last corner, Seat going for a last lap lunge, careful boys. But Growley, they both get on the power, and Growley takes 3rd place, Seat 4th, Neil 5th. Rodders is going to be 6th, he's around here somewhere. Rodders is going to be 6th, well done to Rodders. 7th is going to be Keith. Keith finishes ahead of his teammate Bidzster, well done to him. Bidzster in 8th, and if we look with the second place weight on, well done to him. Firepower went backwards a little bit in that one, 9th place for him. Thingamajig in 10th after having that massive spin earlier. Gummy Bear, well, having yet more fun with that car and finishing in 11th place. That was one of those spectacular finishes of a solo driver I've seen. And then Techno is going to be in 12th. Here he is down towards the last corner. Techno finishes in 12th and TY a miserable 13th for him. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay guys, here's the results from that end. So Callum on his return wins at Bathurst, 24 seconds ahead, just really showing you what he's made of. Homesick in second, Growley third, Seat 1 in fourth, 5th for Neil Farmack after going down the order, 6th for Rodders, 7th is Keith, 8th is Bidzster, Firepower in 9th, 10th is Thingamajig, 11th for Gummy Bear, 12th for Techno, and TY just off the list there in 13th. Callum, the fastest lap, a 1:39.7. So there's your winner after that one, Callum Paul Banks in the McLaren liveried car there, the McLaren liveried Super Formula car. He takes the win on his return to LPB racing after fighting off that illness, so well done to him, congratulations, and we'll see you guys next time for the second race of our special event at Brands Hatch Indy. See you then guys, take care.